Okay, guys, I have a question for you, and it's a serious question, so please listen up. It's a question about poop, about pooping. So I know it sounds weird, right? A question about poop, but bear with me, okay? How do I start this? I'm just gonna tell you guys a story. So when I was younger, I was 17 years old. Me and my friend, my best friend, who is still my best friend up to date, which is great because not a lot of people have that. We were at this club, which was a shitty club, and this club had only one toilet, like for men and for women. Like it didn't have two toilets, one for men and one for women. It had only one single toilet for both men and women. And my friend has a thing like for when he gets emotional, right? He gets anxious. He gets pretty anxious outside. I too get anxious outside. Not today, but back in the day, I used to get really anxious. So back then, he usually got anxious, and because he got anxious and had emotions through his body, he felt like pooping, like going to the toilet. So we were in the club, and he came to me and he said, "Can you come with me to the toilet because I need to poop?" I asked him, "Why don't you just go along?" And he said, "Well, because the door is broken, like the door was broken. So I had to go and hold the door for him," right? So I said, "Okay, I go." But bear in mind, I was anxious as well back then. So we go to the toilet. There was like nobody in the toilet. He goes in, I hold the door, and then like three girls come in, and I start to get super anxious. And I started to feel like super weird because I was holding the door. I don't know, I felt weird. So what I did, I just left the toilet, right? And I leave him there alone. And then like 5 minutes later or something like that, he comes to me and he says, "Bro, why did you leave? Why did you leave me alone?" And of course, it's kind of funny because I was imagining himself like sitting on the toilet, right? So I was imagining himself standing like this on the toilet and holding the door, right? Because probably some girl tried to come in, right? So he was like maybe sitting in the toilet and some girl tried to come in and he go like this and say, "No, it's occupied." That's what was in my head, right? That's what was in my head. It was still funny, but apparently that was not the case. And here's where my question starts. It's a very interesting question. So I was talking to him and I told him, "Okay, so you were sitting on the toilet and the girl tried to come in and you were like holding the door, and that's funny, I'm sorry, whatever." And he says, "Yeah, but I was sitting with my feet on the toilet." So what? So my first reaction was like, what? And then the next 10 seconds, I was like, okay, maybe the toilet was like dirty, right? It was dirty, so he didn't want to put his ass cheeks on the toilet, so he sit with his feet on the toilet, right? And I told him, was it because it was dirty? Was the toilet dirty? And he said, yeah, that it's because it's dirty. Like first time he agreed to the fact that it was dirty. And for me, it was still like weird. I didn't understand, why would you poop like that, right? Even if it's dirty. I never thought about like going up on the toilet with your feet. Even if it's dirty, what I usually do is like just stand on my feet like this. Watch me. So if the toilet is dirty, right, I just go like this, like that, which is pretty funny. But that's what I do. But what he did, right, he went up like that on the toilet and like this, okay? Like just imagine that, dude. Here comes my question, because I was talking with him. I found out that he actually goes to toilet like this. So it wasn't just because the toilet was dirty. He poops like this home as well. Do you guys understand? And for me, that was such a shock. Like I've never heard anyone do that. We were outside the club. I don't remember because it was like 7 years ago, 8 years ago, but I don't remember if we were just outside the club or if we were heading home. But I had this conversation with him, and he told me like, I go on the toilet when I poop by putting my feet up and laying down, and that's how I poop. That's him saying. And I was like, "Are you joking? You must be trolling or something." And he wasn't trolling, he was absolutely serious. And for me, that was such a shock, right? Because he's actually serious. And ever since then, I always had this thought that, am I the one that's not pooping correctly, because the way I poop, right, I just go and I just sit on the toilet, right, and I poop, I flush the toilet, everyone's happy. But he sits on it, and he does that home. And this is funny, I asked him, did you poop like that in my house? Like, when you come to my house, do you actually go to my toilet and you go on it with your feet and you poop like that? And he said, yeah. I was like, bro, is that disrespectful? Because I don't even know if that's disrespectful. Like, it's just the way he poops. And I had this question like for a long time. Is it normal? Are there people who poop like that? You know what I mean? So that's my question to you guys. Do you guys poop by just, you know, going like this on the toilet? Is this how you guys poop? Or do you guys poop by pushing your feet up and going like this? Or do you guys poop by sitting like this? Like, just imagine if people poop like this. You know, the toilet has this thing over here. You could like put your, you could eat at the same time. So I had this question in my mind for a long time. How do you guys poop? Let me know down in the comments. I'll probably make a poll in the description. I'll leave you a link. I'll make a pool. But yeah, how do you guys poop? Please subscribe so I can buy food for my cat. Subscribe.